So we recently launched a volunteer project geared at steelhead and rivers to take advantage of a unique opportunity that we have now. You may be aware that for the last several years, lake trout and Chinook salmon have been marked by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's Great Lakes Mass Marking Program. And in 2018, they started phasing into stocking steelhead that have been mass marked by the Fish and Wildlife Service in conjunction with state agencies like Michigan DNR. And this results in a lot of stocked fish being in the system now. So if you think about it, the steelhead have kind of a complex life cycle. And if fish stocked in 2018 as yearlings had an adipose fin clip, they would now be lake age 3 because they spent the summer of 2018, the summer of 2019, and the summer of 2020 in Lake Michigan or Lake Huron, or Lake Superior, and then returned to the streams. So the fish that you're seeing in streams now from that 2018 stocking year class would be age 3, and odds are they would be marked since all of the yearling steelhead stocked since then have been marked. So right now, during this spring run, we have returning lake age 1, 2, and 3 steelhead marked in this way with both the adipose fin clip and a coated wire tag in the snout, this microscopic wire tag in the snout. And around 90% of the steelhead in the creel are either age 2 or 3. So this means that the majority of the fish that are coming back to streams, if they were stocked, they will have an adipose fin clip and coated wire tag, but there are some fish that live up to age 4 or 5 and are repeat spawners. So just be aware that if you're trying to interpret the fin clips that you see in steelhead returning this year, it's not 100%, right? We still have some of those age 4 and 5 fish that aren't marked. And we do have an article up online that will help sort through this a little bit. I'll put a link up there at the end of the program here. And basically what you want to know is that, again, most stock steelhead will have the ad clip, but there are some combination clips out there, the most common being the adipose and right ventral fin for Skamania stocked in the Manistee River. Unfortunately, there's a little confusion there too as well, because some Ganaraska strain steelhead stocked in Wisconsin also have that adipose and right ventral clip. And there are also some steelhead in the system, some of those age 4 and 5 Skamania that were stocked with only the right ventral clip, since that was before mass marking began. So what the volunteer program really does is asks people to take data on steelhead that are caught. And it's important to take data on all steelhead that are caught during the fishing season. How you can participate, if you're not already registered, you can register at glanglerdiary.org, where we also have an iOS app for Apple devices out. We're working on getting one for the Android out soon as well. We do ask that you record every river steelhead trip taken, whether or not you catch fish. It's important to record if you got a skunk as well. And we ask that you measure each and every steelhead caught. Although we do realize that, especially in the middle of winter, if you're fishing alone, doing catch and release, you may not really be able to get a 100% accurate measurement on steelhead. So we do have an option for you to scroll up when you're entering the length data and enter an estimate of the length of the fish. Also, it's very important, obviously, to check for any fin clips and other marks. The adipose fin, again, is going to be the most common, but it's important to look at all the fins and also the maxilla of the fish, the bone at the side of the mouth, and some of those maxilla are also clipped by Wisconsin. So the objective of our project is to really allow anglers to collect useful data on clipped and unclipped steelhead. So that's why we're making sure that it's not biased in any way. We need you to collect data on all the fish, whether they're caught and released, kept, whether they're big, whether they're small. That way we're making sure that there's no bias. It's not just, oh, I caught this big wild steelhead, I want to report this one and not the others. Again, the objective is to share this result with biologists and managers to help inform decisions and let people know what's out there. And it's really important to note that we do keep the details of your individual catch records confidential. We're sharing the information, but we're not sharing the fact that you're the one who caught those fish. We're not sharing your secret spots. In fact, usually we're only asking for data by the river or the stretch of the river, whether it's upstream or downstream waters. So we're really not trying to like share your catch data with everyone in real time and let people know what you're catching, where and when. But we do want to provide good information to inform decision making. So we also have a lot of articles out there and a website that I'll share later to do that. Our river teams are organized according to different watersheds around the state. And for each river team in each major river, we have a local DNR biologist helping us out as an agency partner to kind of provide a history of stocking and management decisions on the local water bodies. We also have a team leader for each river team, which is a knowledgeable, well-connected angler, maybe a guide or an outdoor writer or someone else who has a good network, good clubs that they can share the information with and help to recruit people to participate. We're looking to promote the project as much as possible. This is the first year, so it's a little bit of a pilot year. We're trying to grow the project and expand. And we are participating on Zoom calls about 3 to 4 times per year, where we give little fishing updates and some management updates for each river, and also have one or so feature presentation on the science. So this is our list of all of our agency partners and team leaders so far, and I won't go through them all now, but thanks to everyone who's been participating. It's been a really great group, and we still have a few vacancies. We're looking for a team leader on the Manistee River and on Lake Huron tributaries, but it's been a great group so far, and we're also open to adding if we can really get enough people to participate in other areas. But we didn't want to spread ourselves too thin. We knew that it's important to really concentrate on fisheries where we know we can get hopefully 15, 20 people and several hundred fish coming in per year. So how are we doing? Well, we've had over 115 new registrants since fall of 2020 and over 800 steelhead recorded, which is fantastic. You know, we're really happy with that. And we haven't even really started the spring season yet. So results won't be finalized till after the June survey. So I can't really give you results of exactly what we have so far. It's important for us to do this because in the June survey, we'll ask everyone to verify that their information is complete. And, you know, there may be people who have missing data or didn't record everything, and we won't be able to use that in the same way because it's really important that we get that non-biased data. So once we have the survey done and people verify that they are okay with sharing it in a de-identified way, then we'll be able to have really concrete results. But for now, I'll tell you that about 80% of the fish that are being reported are released, and a little bit over 50% of them are coming back marked. And again, that's a little bit different. It's not exactly possible to really calculate percent wild now because we don't have 100% of the stocked fish in the system marked yet. But it does tell us something to see the number that high already. So here's a rundown of where we've seen steelhead reported so far, just to give us a pulse around the Lake Michigan basin. We've had a lot from Betsy and the Pere Marquette. Grand River tributaries, not so much from the Manistee. We can use some more there. In Lake Superior, we've only had a few from the Two-Hearted River, and in Lake Huron, we've had some good returns from the Au Sable and Rifle, and also a lot coming in from the Clinton River. So this just gives you an idea, you know, if you happen to fish one of these areas, maybe it's an area that we could use some more participation from. And it's also important to note that we have a differentiation between the upriver and downriver areas, and we're really seeing a lot of our returns coming from upriver areas. So a lot of our volunteers just happen to be fishing upriver near the lowest dam, and not so much in places like the lower Muskegon River, which is defined by us as anything below Newaygo, the lower Pere Marquette, which is below Indian Bridge, the lower Manistee River, which is below Bear Creek, and the Grand River also. Surprisingly, we don't have a whole lot of fish coming in from 6th Street below. So that's all I was going to share today on this. We do have a website. Here's a short URL for it, and it has everything related to this project, plus a lot of informational articles will be posted there. We'll post the videos from today's program here. There will be videos from the Zooms we've already hosted coming up soon. And we also have all the training. So if you want more details on how to enter data and how to sign up, it's up here for sure.